The article aspects of this video are based on was originally posted on The Athletic and was written by former professional goalkeeper and current coach Matt Pizdrovsky. Head over to www.theathletic.com/RabonaTV to get started with a 30-day free trial and 50% off of your annual subscription. Germany is blessed with a problem, a very good problem to have. Two incredible goalkeepers. This isn't a new problem for Germany though. As Matt Pizdrovsky writes, the current situation brings back memories of the battle between Oliver Kahn and Lehmann from the mid-2000s that led to several similar public outbursts. So let's start with some background and the reasons for the friction. In the lead up to the 2018 World Cup, Manuel Neuer suffered an injury that left him out of action for 8 months. In the meantime, Ter Stegen took on most of the German goalkeeping duties, with Bernd Leno and Kevin Trapp filling in at times as well. On top of this, Ter Stegen was the guy for Germany at the 2017 Confederations Cup, which they won with their reserve side, basically, as he started in 4 out of 5 matches. All the while, at the club level, Ter Stegen had elevated his status to being one of, if not the best shot stopper in the world, alongside the likes of De Gea, this is pre-blip De Gea, and Jan Oblak, with Alisson joining them later as well. Despite this, once the 2018 World Cup had swung around, it was announced that Manuel Neuer would be the starting goalkeeper for Germany, even after being injured for 8 months and having only returned in a friendly defeat to Austria prior to the tournament. It's here where the frustration likely started to bloom for the then 26-year-old shot stopper Ter Stegen. Despite being widely regarded as one of the best in the world and filling in for Germany's absent keeper and captain, he was brushed aside as soon as Neuer returned. Though it can't really be blamed on Neuer, despite one big gaffe against Korea. So, in the Nations League that followed the World Cup, Neuer continued to start, despite Germany struggling, getting relegated, and Jogi Löw cutting senior players such as Boateng, Hummels, and Müller from the squad. Neuer survived. And so it continued, despite Neuer undoubtedly regressing during the 2018-19 season. Teams were taking fewer shots against him, taking shots from an average of 18.49 yards away, and yet Neuer was struggling to keep them out of the net. And despite those struggles, he still was played ahead of Ter Stegen, who you could at the time almost make a weekly highlight reel of his saves from Barcelona. Come the international break of September 2019, and Manuel Neuer is again chosen over Ter Stegen for Germany's qualifier against the Netherlands, conceding 4 goals in a loss, and Ter Stegen finally breaks the silence on the matter. Speaking to Marca, Ter Stegen said, quote, "It is not easy to find an explanation for not starting, as I am giving the best account of myself in each game to make the decision more difficult. I am trying to become the first choice goalkeeper anyway, but this trip with the national team has been a tough blow for me." Later, fresh off of conceding 4 against the Netherlands, Neuer starts against Northern Ireland as well, despite Löw saying that Ter Stegen would play in that match. Ter Stegen speaks again, saying, quote, "Obviously, it drives me a bit mad. You give the best of yourself, and you aren't where you want to be. I've established my priorities. I want to be successful, and the objective I have is to be the first choice keeper for my country. It's not easy at all, but patience is part of being a footballer. There are times when you have to wait." So, a month passes, and with the October international break comes a friendly against Argentina and a qualifier against Estonia. Ter Stegen speaks at the pre-match press conference before the friendly, in which it was confirmed he would finally start, and says, quote, "We're professionals. Everyone wants their place in the team and gives everything for that. Being professional also means having a good relationship with others. There's no problem between us. The opposite. We help each other. There's respect. Manuel knows I was referring to my situation, so I don't think we need to clear anything up. We speak, we have a professional relationship, and that will continue." That's where we find ourselves. Germany, fielding a weakened side, but with Ter Stegen in goal, end up drawing 2-2 with Argentina. The strikes that beat him were a glancing header and a deflected strike. So, with the friendly behind them, Löw also announced that Manuel Neuer would be the starter for the qualifier against Estonia. No doubt a frustrating situation for Ter Stegen. The 2018 World Cup failure was a perfect place to start rebuilding Germany's national side, as Pizdrovsky muses, and the fact that Löw cut senior players like Müller, Boateng, and Hummels, it was an opportune moment to also give Ter Stegen the reins. Maybe Uli Hoeneß's threats of Bayern boycotting the national team weren't so hollow behind closed doors, and that's why Neuer continues? By the way, that's strictly speculation on my part. But anyways. As Pizdrovsky writes about Neuer's faltering form last season, even though there were glimpses of the old Neuer from time to time, it was clear he wasn't the same goalkeeper that he once was before the injury. His 1.48 saves per goal, 1.33 saves per match, 59.6% save success rate, and 11 clean sheets were some of the worst figures since joining Bayern in 2011. For reference, in 2016-17, his last full Bundesliga campaign before last season, Neuer managed 4.15 saves per goal, 2.08 saves per match, 80.67 save success, and 14 clean sheets in the same amount of matches, 26. As Pizdrovsky notes, part of what made Neuer such an incredible keeper were his reflexes and how he played on the edge of control, often rushing off of his line as a sweeper keeper and to great effect, more often than not. Since his injuries though, and with the undoubted effects of age, he has looked a step too slow, thus robbing him of a massive part of his game, a part which made him the best in the world. Just think back to his mistake against Liverpool last season in the Champions League, where Sadio Mane turned him inside out. As Pizdrovsky writes, meanwhile, the 27-year-old Ter Stegen has been putting together seasons for Barcelona that consistently have him in the discussion as one of, if not the best, goalkeeper in the world. And he's done it playing a similar style to what Neuer once did so well, with precise passing, aggressive sweeper keeping off his line, and tremendous reflexes in goal. Without his performances for Barcelona, it's unlikely the Catalan club would so often have been at the top of the La Liga table over the past few seasons. In 2018-19, Ter Stegen managed 2.87 saves per goal, 2.54 saves per match, a 71.7 save success rate, and 16 clean sheets in La Liga. A slight dip from 2017-18's 3.61 saves per goal, 2.73 saves per match, 78.3 save success rate, and 19 clean sheets, but still an impressive season. Those 2018-19 numbers, while not even a career best for him, still squashed Manuel Neuer's, and he's off to a great start already in the 2019-20 season. Just look to his heroics in Barcelona's trip to Dortmund, in which Ter Stegen saved a penalty, granted, he stepped off his line a bit, then calmly collected the ball in front of Royce once again. Later, he also produced an incredible double save on Marco Royce. Beyond the statistics that undoubtedly favor Ter Stegen, it's commonly accepted that he could walk into the starting 11 of most national teams, bar maybe a couple others where he would have some competition. Slovenia, Brazil. Ter Stegen is clearly in his prime in this moment, while Neuer is showing signs of age and how injuries have affected his reaction times. Sure, it's encouraging that Ter Stegen got the start against Argentina in a friendly, but Lowe still handed Neuer the more meaningful match. It's strange from Lowe, given his willingness to freshen up the squad, and yet while one of his main aging charges and senior players are inferior to another in the squad, he continues to play him in the important matches. And you can read more from Matt Pizdrovsky on The Athletic. Like his story on David De Gea and the near-post myth, or just how Adrian has measured up to Alisson in goal for Liverpool. Plus, you can subscribe to the feeds of your favorite teams and competitions such as the Bundesliga, Premier League, and Champions League, or follow your favorite writers from The Athletic's all-star cast of journalists. So support Rabona TV by heading to www.theathletic.com/RabonaTV, and in turn you'll get 30 days for free, 50% off of your annual fee, and access to some incredible sports journalism. Thanks once again, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you want more videos from Rabona TV, don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks. Love ya.